Welcome to the Daily Show. What's going on, everybody? So good to see you. Appreciate you guys for tuning in for another episode. If you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's free and it allows us to continue growing and keep having conversations like this in the future. If you did not check out episode number 17 with my main man, Matthew Engelbert, go check that out. Phenomenal conversation. A lot of stories being told throughout Iowa football, Arkansas football, Ole Miss football as well. So great guy, a lot of stories. And make sure you go check that out, man. It was a phenomenal time to be able to sit down with him. Without me yapping too much, let's introduce our guest today, Mr. Nick Wenger. Woohoo! What's going on, man? Appreciate you joining me. How you doing, man?
Good. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Well, for the first time in this kind of standard, but if you're new, we had Nick on almost 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 4 in 2021, late in 2021. So go check that out. It was season 2, episode 19, kind of just, discussing Nick about his origins and growing up and, kind of how he got started into what he's doing. So if you were checking this out, make sure you go check out season 2, episode 19 as well. That is on the YouTube channel and all streaming platforms as well. Man, appreciate you for joining me. I know you got a lot going on. Just real quick, Nick, for people that may be new, may not know a lot about you, just real quick, give a brief introduction about yourself, who you are, where you're from, and just what you do, man.
Thanks for having me on again.
Yes,
my name's Nick Wenger. I'm from North Little Rock, Arkansas. Have NickWengerDesigns on Instagram and Facebook, I guess. I don't know. I post on Instagram and wherever it sends to after that, I don't know. But yeah, that's me.
Yeah, got a lot to chat with you, man. Again, good to have you back. Look, right now I know you've been traveling across the strait, going to different schools, getting those high school football photo shoots going on, man. Just talk about what those moments have been like over the last. I know you've probably been grinding for about the last month with those. Let's talk about how those experiences have been, and as well, for people that may be interested in kind of learning the behind the scenes, what goes into those photo shoots for football teams? What do you kind of have to do in terms of preparation, and getting the correct shots that the teams and players want? What goes into the behind the scenes that maybe people want to know for those photo shoots?
Yeah, I've been doing it for, I guess that's 2025. So I've probably been doing it for 6 or 7 years now. I've been serious about the last probably 3 or 4 maybe. But so I've been doing it for a while, so I kind of know what teams want and need, kind of thing. And I guess preparation wise, it just depends on what the goal is with the shoot. If teams want to use it for their social media or senior banners or whatever, just kind of having an idea of what the teams want. But I've had relationships with these coaches and stuff for so long now that I pretty much know what each school's looking for out of their stuff. But every school is different in their own ways. Try to make things different and the experience fun for all the kids. But for the most part, it's the same deal, just different school. But try to change it up as much as I can year to year, and obviously learn the more and more I do it. I learn different techniques and things.
Yeah, for you, being so a part of the high school ranks and kind of being obvious, like you just talked about, having strong connections with a lot of these coaches, who are some of the teams, maybe even players that you're really excited to be able to watch this year in terms of maybe having a chance to, win a state championships, and players that are being looked at as some different programs within college coaches across the country? Who are some teams and maybe some players from the high school ranks this year that you're really excited to see and watch this year?
Well, obviously JJ's the easy answer. They're really good people. He's a phenomenal basketball player, and anytime you're committed to the Razorbacks, that's all a bit, it's more fun to watch, kind of thing. But outside of the obvious JJ, the Lane Webster kid at Brooklyn, I'm really excited to see him. Basketball wise, I've seen so many of these kids for so long now that seeing or naming out a particular one, kind of doing an injustice. I'm sure I'll forget different people or whatever, but I'm just excited to get back out there and just see the different teams and different and such. My fiance actually just matched to a residency in Jonesboro, so I actually haven't seen Lane play yet. So I'm really excited. She matched in Jonesboro. Brooklyn's about 10 minutes from our house, so I'm excited to see him. But for the most part, I've seen everyone now, so it doesn't quite answer your question, but
no, you're good.
Sprats be fun to watch. Those type of guys that are the pro potential people, those are always more fun to watch than others. But just my guys, I've been around some of these people I've been doing a lot of these kids' pictures since they were
Yeah.
7th, 8th grade. So seeing them become seniors and seeing how they've just developed their game and whatnot, even basketball, football, girls basketball, all of it. It's pretty neat to see the progression.
Yeah. You know, I mean, you mentioned the Razorbacks real quick. Just like if you had a kind of season preview from your perspective, what are you hoping the Razorbacks do this year? Do you think it's
In
Sam
football,
Pittman? Yeah, Sam Pittman's last year. What are you kind of hoping, perspecting for the Razorback football team this year? I know you've had the chance over the years, especially during Sam's tenure, to be able to be there within the Razorback program and capture some of their moments. What are you seeing this year from them? How do you think they're going to fare within the SEC this year?
I think there's a lot of people around the state that are pretty low on them. I think a lot of fans might be lower than what they should be.
Yeah.
I think we'll be in a bowl game again, or like it'd be a low tier bowl game. And who knows? It might not be Sam's last year. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone has that chalked up to be that, but I mean, hopefully it's not his last year. Hopefully we're good enough where he doesn't want to get fired. But I don't know. We'll see. And on that side of things, I know just about as much as anyone else. I mean, my opinion's just as worthy as yours or anyone else's. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think Taylor will do really good. I think the offensive line will be really well. I think the receiving unit's underrated. I'm nervous about the depth overall, especially on defense, but I think it'll be fine. I mean, it's just another year of Razorback football. Expect a 6-6, 7-5, 5-7. I mean, somewhere in that range.
Yeah. I want to ask you, if you had the chance you were speaking to someone that's maybe interested in doing something along the lines of what you do for your work, or maybe just in general, maybe trying to start some entrepreneurial work for whatever they want to do. What advice would you want to give someone in terms of starting a brand, kind of being consistent and patient with, things when maybe they're not going your ways? What's some like advice or some things you would want to tell somebody that's in the midst of maybe doing something you want to do, or as well, maybe just trying to be an entrepreneur in general?
Yeah, I don't think it's even so much what I do. I mean, everything's in a way is kind of the same,
Yeah.
I mean, a brand's a brand and a business is a business. So I think just from a broad thing, I would say just stay consistent.
Yeah.
It's not always going to be good. Even with my work, I've been doing this for a long time now. I think I've made it into something really well, and I make a good living off of it and whatnot. So, but I know that certain times of the year, it's just how it is, and certain times of the year, it's going to be really well. So you have to figure out a way to make yourself valuable in more ways than just what you think on the surface. Like even with my team photos, I mean, I make the majority of my money over the course of the year probably off of my team photos.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of people that do them, so I got to figure out a way to make myself stand out a little bit differently, whether it be the schedule graphics that, I mean, the teams don't pay for those extra. I just throw it on there. It's a template now. It's not that big of a deal. Just cut out 3 pictures and change the schedule. It doesn't take much to do that. I have my senior banner templates. A lot of people will charge extra or whatever. I just knock them out real fast and send it over, and then there's their banners. They're already taken care of. They don't have to worry about it for having bring somebody else to make the pictures or whatever else. So I think just being able to be versatile, staying consistent, and just being nice to everyone. There's a lot of times just a connection can take you further than you think. I mean, I always tell this story, but like Coach Hutchcraft at Conway, I love Conway's program. Coach Hutchcraft does a phenomenal job. I'm getting married in a few months, I guess 40 days now. And I'm not inviting a ton of coaches, but I am inviting her, not because she's taking care of me, but just because we have a good relationship.
Yeah.
And whenever we built the relationship, I wasn't building it for the sake of different connections. I was just being nice and building a relationship,
Yeah.
And one thing kind of led to another, and Conway had a pretty good team that year. A couple of years later, after we've had a relationship established, and Conway had a good team coming up. And Coach Hutchcraft went in and make a flyer for her. It wasn't anything special. They were playing on an ESPN game. I was on TV. I didn't want to make the graphic. I had more important things to do than make a high school basketball flyer thing or whatever. But I threw it in a template that I had. I didn't even go anything crazy. I just threw it in a template. Mm-hmm. And SportsCenter Next was the company that put on the event that they were playing in, and they saw the flyer and they thought it was great, and they asked who made that. And one thing kind of led to another, and like I said, I'm getting married in 40 days, and people are from SportsCenter now coming to my wedding. I have a great relationship with them. I've been all around the country with them doing high school basketball stuff. So, I mean, it's just staying consistent, building the brand, being nice to everyone, and being versatile.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man, because those are real things that I don't think a lot of people think about when you're doing anything in general, not just starting a brand or a business, but in terms of life in general. Being kind to people is definitely an ability that is free and allows you to get in places that you may not be without those connections and relationships. So I appreciate you for saying that. And I'm glad you brought it up because it was something I wanted to ask you. Just if you could talk about your work with SportsCenter Next and just how you maybe have seen your own work and things like that grow because of that connection and that relationship and working with them. Just talk about what those moments have been like and just how grateful you are to be a part of something as big as that for you.
Yeah. I mean, one thing kind of led to another. I mean, even if you look back even further than that, like they would never even found me if it not for being nice to and working with the Woods Elite back in the day. And I met Devo and Colin Moore and all them, and they really helped me get started. And then Coach Hushcat probably wouldn't have known who I was if not for that, you know. So seeing my work evolve, it's definitely been neat because it definitely adds a layer of credibility, probably. And just the experiences that came along with it. I was able to, go see all the best high school players in the world. I counted it up a couple of years ago, and I might mess the numbers up just a little bit. But of the ESPN Top 100 or 24/7 Top 100 or whatever, I've seen probably 80 of the last 100 in like Cooper Flagg's class. The year before that, I think it was like 75 of the 100. JJ's class is a little bit less, but I mean, for the 2024, 2025 class, I've seen just about everyone. And so it's even cooler, if I turn on the TV in the middle of, college basketball season, and it might be some random Providence versus, Syracuse or something that has no connections to Arkansas at all. But I turn on and I'm like, that kid's a freshman, sophomore. I might have seen him play. And I look him up and I'm like, yeah, as a matter of fact, I did see him play. So being able to, see those guys and then see them again on TV, it's really neat.
Yeah.
Especially even go step further with the NBA draft. Like I watched the Cooper Flagg's draft, and I mean, I will say I used to be able to build my numbers up, off of this. In the second round, I'd get those people that really aren't that good, but they have the high school height. So it's a little bit less now because I don't have the second round. The second rounders are always the seniors and juniors and stuff now. But in the first round of this last NBA's class, I think I took pictures of 16 of the 30 or something like that. So I mean, it's really neat seeing the people that you've watched over the last few years in high school grow and play on the biggest stage in the world.
I love that, man. I want to ask you, maybe when you were starting with your company and at this point now, what are some things that maybe you have had to kind of learn to grow to be better? And when I say that, maybe just simply being a content creator and putting out more content on your social media, or just being more diverse and create a different variety of posts and stuff like that. What are some things that maybe when you started, you maybe weren't good at, or you didn't necessarily had to really do a lot, but now at this point in your career, you're really good at them, or things that are, different. You had to have to do a little bit more of those things than maybe when you started.
Yeah. I mean, during football and basketball season, anyone can go get content. I mean, if we're being honest, anyone can go up there, they can go on their iPhone and they can get content of a game, and it might blow up on Reels or whatever. Anyone can do that. Literally anyone can do that. Like someone's mom can do that from the stands, and they can get content from it. That's not the part that's hard. Maybe making the time to go to a game that maybe you're not getting paid for or whatever. But I mean, if you have to view it differently. These teams that I might be going, I might not make money off of the game that I'm going to, but those two teams might have had me for their team pictures or whatever. I think where I kind of stand out and have grown away from some of my competitors, maybe, and I'm not saying anyone, a lot of people try to do this, maybe they're just not quite able to replicate it, but in the off seasons, you have to be able to still get content. If your page is sitting inactive for, months, it's not doing anything. If anything, it's losing stuff because Instagram sees you're not putting content out. I might not quite post, 3 times a week or 4 times a week or whatever, but I still try to find something. Like once a week, I'll make something where it might be a trending, hot topic, maybe a tough take type of thing, but it gets the people, my audience, back engaged, and they might not agree with my take, but they are talking about my page again, and they're sharing it with their friends, and they're seeing it again. So that's not to say anything I'm saying I'm not really standing on or standing behind kind of thing, but it gets people talking, and that's what a lot of people don't know how to do, is get people talking about their work. They might say, did you see that picture of, X game? Well, they don't know who took that picture, but if you're able to say, did you see the post that Nick posted about such and such? And I think that really took my stuff to another level when I started doing that. And honestly, this kind of goes back to your last question. I think I took a lot of that from working with SportsCenter. And stuff, because they did the same thing in the off season. There's nothing to talk about. I think I wouldn't say I learned it from them or taught them how to do anything like that, but they didn't teach me how to do that either. I just kind of saw if ESPN's doing it, maybe I should look into trying to do it in maybe an Arkansas way where my audience can get behind it.
Yeah, I love that, man. That's actually something that I've progressed in over the time that I've been able to do this. And that's big because, people will ask me all the time, like, what do you do during the summer when there's no football, basketball, college and high school baseball is kind of dead as well. And those are the hard months of trying to scrap and dig and figure out some things to put out. So I'm really appreciative that you talked about that.
And honestly, too, this is the time of the year people start hiring you for games.
Yeah.
Or whatever, and especially football season. And basketball's not that big of a deal because you have all football season to kind of get your name back out there. But football in particular, like the beginning months, like people are seeing the stuff on social media now. Well, if you're not doing anything to build your name now, then they're not seeing your name.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. I know this may be a broad question, and it doesn't have to be like one specific. It could be a collection of different things. But has there been, or what have been, maybe some of your favorite moments? Just within working through sports, maybe being able to cover a specific player, being able to go to a certain stadium, being around maybe a variety of great, coaches or something like that. What's been maybe that one specific favorite moment or a few favorite moments throughout your career that so far you just sit back and like, wow, I really love what I get to do?
That's a tough one because I've been doing it for so long now that, I usually probably get one a year that I'm like, this is why I do this kind of thing. Yeah. Over the whole span, I don't know. I mean, going to Peach Jam's cool every year. You get to see all these, the highest level coaches. With SportsCenter, I've caught some really cool shots that have gone, pretty viral. That the big bosses at ESPN are even like, we're putting this on the TV right now. Like, it's really cool. Maybe even like at a Razorback game, when they'll rush the field, or I'll catch a shot, KJ Jefferson diving over the Ole Miss guy, USA Today picks it up. Like that kind of stuff is really cool, and it kind of gives you like a reason why. But I mean, just in general, seeing, like I said earlier, the guys that you've covered for so long, they go to the NBA or whatever. Like Nick Smith was really neat. Kellel was really cool. I covered them 7th, 8th grade, and now they're in the NBA. Like it's really cool. Seeing people from Arkansas that grew up where I grew up, end up making it, building the relationships with them. Like JJ Andrews, his family is awesome. His mom's, I talk to her all the time.
Yeah.
Seeing him, I mean, JJ had a lot of hype, but it wasn't quite where it is now. Seeing him get that recognition is really neat. That's a cool one that's happening, as we speak or whatever.
You may not have answered this, and that's okay, but I still want to ask, just do you have an end goal? Is there something or somewhere you maybe want to be when it's all like said and done, or maybe a certain point in your career is maybe even living and covering a different state and maybe at one point, do you have an end goal for what you want to do, man?
I certainly don't want to live in the state of Arkansas. It's home to me. I've built my name here. I would be fine with maybe branching out and like touching like surrounding cities, maybe it'd be Memphis or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's not like a goal of mine. That's not an end goal, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say this, but a lot of states might have better talent than Arkansas. Maybe like they might be putting them in the NFL or the NBA or whatever.
Yeah.
Arkansas is different. I feel like it's a kind of a tighter knit community.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of respects everyone. Even the older heads might respect the younger kids and vice versa more than I think in other places. So the continuity of being around the people that I've seen for so long, I don't want to leave the state of Arkansas, and I think my fiance doesn't want to do the same. She's about to be a doctor. She's a doctor now, but she's about to whenever she finishes residency, she doesn't want to leave the state of Arkansas. So I'm not going to leave the state of Arkansas. So that's something not a goal of mine. An end goal of mine. I mean, so over time, when I first started, my goal was to work for ESPN.
Yeah.
And then whatever capacity I wanted to do, the biggest of the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did that.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to work for a college football team. I did that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't really have a goal necessarily. I guess my goal would be to just keep growing this.
Yeah.
Maybe hire some employees and they could eat off of some things.
Yeah.
I really don't necessarily have any like end goals right now, and I know that's kind of sad to say.
Oh.
I think about you say no, but I think it's a really good thing to have because it gives you something to kind of work towards, and whenever you get it, it is definitely rewarding. I think in my life it's kind of a tough spot with Macy's finishing residency in the next couple of years. We just moved to Jonesboro, so I'd like to build that area. So I think working in short-term goals is a lot easier to manage. Personally, I would like to build my name in that area of the state. Whenever I'm going to keep those connections, it looks like I'm going to keep the Central Arkansas ones. And then whenever she finishes her residency, whether we stay in Jonesboro or move back to Little Rock or go to Fayetteville or whatever, I want to be able to like connect the three in some way, and then hopefully be able to support my family at some point. You know, I do well enough now that I definitely could, but as much as I work this time of the year, if I had kids, I couldn't do this. You know, so I would like to be able to do something that's more sustainable without me having to like work as hard necessarily, you know, maybe have employees that kind of do it for me. So I think that's more of a goal than to go work for, you know, the Dallas Cowboys or the Lakers or whatever. And I guess it's kind of sad to say, but I guess I'm getting to the age now. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, no, I say no because I know that perspective of, you know, especially for me, I just turned 21. There's, you know, a lot of those times you get you need to have it all figured out, or you need to have a job plan after you graduate, or, you know, you got to be a certain place at 25. And for me, I'm always just kind of sit where my feet are and just kind of focusing on the time being and what can I do in a short, you know, progress amount to do what I can, how I want to, where I'm at. And that really is my focus for me personally. So I love to hear you say that because I don't get to hear that from my peers a lot, if I'm being honest. And I mean,
truly, if you live in the moment and you make the most of every moment, then the coaches and stuff that are around me that are hiring me for things, they see it too. And that's how I got in with SportsCenter. And that's how, you know, SportsCenter might grow to something else, you know, or whatever. That's just kind of how it is. If you live where your feet are at, like you said, then you make the most of your opportunities more than looking forward to, dang, I'm not quite to where I thought I would be, and maybe get discouraged. I think it's good to have goals and things like that, like bigger goals, especially when you're younger. But I mean, dude, I just turned 26 years old. Mm-hmm. I don't want to move to a big city and do all that. I don't want to start over in a big city and, you know, make $40,000 a year working for some college football team and working to death. Like, I don't want to do that anymore. Mm-hmm. I would rather, you know, not work. As a matter of fact, I would rather, you know, just make money and just sit here and at the pool or whatever, you know, watch football. Like, I don't want to do that. But
I feel you, man.
So I guess that kind of answers your question, but
I love it, man. It's something that I also think that in a way, just the world we live in terms of like the grasp of social media and just the evolving of things, it's so easy to get caught up in the future. So I honestly, it's refreshing to hear you say those things. So I love
even that, if you like kind of compare yourself to other people, like a lot of people see that, like someone obviously has a bigger podcast than you out there, or, you know, someone might have, you know, a bigger following than me doing photos or whatever. Like, I'm grateful for the platform that I have. Like, it'd be cool to have 1 million followers or whatever, and, you know, do this and that. But like, I'm doing just fine. Yeah. Like, work wise, like I make enough money. Like, I'm not messed up about it. Like, that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man, and I love to hear that, man. I don't know why this is in my mind, and you may not be able to even answer this, but I still want to ask you, throughout, you've tremendously, especially the last time since we talked, just grown in terms of social media numbers and just your presence in the Arkansas sports world. Have there been any crazy moments from people maybe DMing you some crazy stuff, maybe even coming up to you at events and asking you, or kind of maybe, bothering you a lot? Have been some crazy moments throughout your time in your career to just sit back and be like, what's going on? Why are you doing this right now?
I mean, a little bit, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think I'm quite big enough to have that, public interaction stuff. I get them every once in a while, but I'll have my little shirt on or whatever, and after my photo shoot, and I'll go to a, Slims or Canes, and like, are you that guy? Like, but it's not that big of a deal. Like, I mean, every once in a while I've had some, but it really isn't.
Yeah.
That big of a deal to me, really. It never has bothered me.
If you actually, no, I'm gonna wait on that. I want to ask a little fun question for you. If someone didn't know anything about you at all, what would be the most important thing you would want people to know about who you were as a person?
I think I'm hardworking. I think I'm kind of determined. I think I'm really caring. I think I try to take care of the people around me as much as I can. Whether it be like whether it be my family or some friends that I'm helping them get jobs here and there or whatever. So I think caring, hardworking, and dependable. Honestly, I try to come through every time. If I'm at a game or a photo shoot or whatever, like I feel like you can count on me.
Yeah, I like that, man. Appreciate that. Okay, so I started calling it fruits of labor, and I think I'm just going to continue that. Shout out to my guy Z. I got that from him. So it's 2 questions in one. I don't know if you remember how I do it, but just first, you kind of mentioned some advice earlier about, maybe starting some business or stuff like that. But what advice would you want to give people listening or watching just about life in general? What's something you would want to kind of tell people to kind of give something for their day or for their week to just move on with their life? And secondly, I'm big on legacy, man. Just doing things that I want to be remembered for in a positive manner, and just doing things that I feel like at whole heart, this is what I love, and I'm doing it in the right manner. So for you, when people hear your name, man, what is the legacy you always want to leave behind? What do you want people to always remember about you as a person?
Remember me as a person. I think kind of like the advice I gave, and then kind of what I just said, really. Like, I want my legacy to be dependable.
Yeah.
I'm always show up on time. I think just doing that and building my community up that way, maybe give somebody to look up to. I think there's a lot of kids that try to replicate what I do.
Yeah.
And I'm all for it. Like, a lot of people will be like, that's my competition, whatever. I'm all for it. I want to help, the next generation of this, because I know I might not have that much time. I mean, obviously I'm 26 years old, but I mean, once I start having kids and stuff, like, I'm not going to be everywhere anymore.
Yeah.
So my time on this whole, like what I'm doing now, who knows what's going to happen. So I want to build up the next generation of me, kind of thing. Maybe not quite do as much sports, necessarily do stuff outside. So I want to build my community up that way. Always be there on time, like set a good example. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I don't know if that's quite a legacy thing, but I think that's what I would say for that.
Yeah, no, it is, because I think it's so easy to get away from the basics of being kind to people, for being dependable, and helping people that, are coming along in the way that you once did maybe 10, 15 years ago. So I think those are basic things that are so easily forgotten within our world today, because life just be going sometimes. So no, it's real and it's authentic. So I appreciate you for sharing that, man. Dinner with 3 people, dead or alive, who would they be and why, Nick?
Say it again.
Dinner with 3 people, dead or alive, who would they be and why? No, I got to make you think on that one.
You got me there. That's a tough one.
Take your time.
I think if I could get a connection with someone, maybe like LeBron, I think that'd be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has such a influence on the community and stuff, like different things like that. Not even the community, like as in Arkansas, just like such an influence in general.
Yeah.
I think if I could get in with them, that'd be really cool. Maybe a Phil Knight. That's that's an oddball, a Nike connection there. On a third one, I don't know. I think if Phil Knight, I think that's a good one. I think that was the one I was kind of out there. I think that was a good little connection there.
The third one's always the hardest.
You know the guy on YouTube, MMG?
Okay, I like that.
I think as a content creator, I really admire what he does and how he has different like platforms and stuff.
Yeah.
I think getting a connection in with him, that'd be really cool.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
I think that's a lesser of a low profile guy. That's honestly probably attainable kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think MMG, Phil Knight, and maybe LeBron. LeBron might not be the best one, but something like that maybe.
I like that. It's a fun table. I think
maybe a Curry instead of LeBron. I don't know how that would go with Curry and Phil Knight, but
that's hilarious. I may have been oblivious to the world about it, but I just read the story about how he was trying to Nike brought him in for a meeting and how the story went and how he signed Under Armour. So that's actually funny that you bring that up.
I think Curry has a future maybe in golf though too. So I think that might, if you get basketball, golf, you get kind of broad in it. Curry might be a better one. Maybe not at dinner at 3 people at the same time, but 3 different dinners, that would be cool.
Yeah, I like it, man.
I'm not sure how MMG would go with Phil Knight either. So
I think it brings different dynamics. I think every table has you get a little bit of money from Phil Knight and Curry and just get to talk sports with all 3 in general, but then also get to relate a little bit maybe more with MMG and kind of depict his mind or something. So I love that table, man. I think it'll be fun. Nick, real quick, just appreciate you, man, joining me real quick and chat with me today. Good seeing you, man. Wish all the best and wish all the best on, the future life of being a married man. Congratulations on that, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me on. We get married September 20th. So everybody keeps telling me you're like so-and-so days out. And I'm like, yeah, we got 6 touchdowns. Like,
yeah. I love that, man. Congrats again, brother. So good to see you. Wishing the best for you. And if you're new again, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate you guys if you continue supporting the show, and go follow my man Nick on all social medias. I will be leaving all his social media descriptions in the comments below the video and on the platform. So appreciate you guys tuning in. All love. Take care. God bless everyone.
Thank you.